Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Tyler. This is going to be a very interesting and juicy topic that I am going to talk about this evening. And the reason why I say that is simply because I have not even thought about and it has not even came across my mind to talk about such a topic like this up until the point of someone asked me to do a video request pertaining to how to know someone's intentions. And I just want to sit here and I want to say to that person, if you are watching this video, you really gave a really good topic for me to talk about. And this is something that is very interesting and a lot of people need to listen to this. Because some people are caught off guard when it comes to the intentions of people. And so, even though that I forgot your name, forgive me and I apologize for that. But before I get into the how-tos, I want to say this right quick to everyone who is watching this video that no matter what person comes into your life, that person is always going to have an intention, whether it's good or bad, but it's going to be totally up to you to recognize and notice it. Sometimes, in most situations, whenever that you're in the presence of that person, you won't recognize it extremely quick right away. And sometimes you have to put the puzzle together to find out what that person's true intention is. And that's fine. You might not figure it out right away in that person's presence, but maybe an hour or maybe the next day or something like that, putting the dots together, then you find out what that person's true intention is in most situations. But I want to go on ahead and get into the first one of how to know someone's true intentions. People, please pay attention to this. Whenever that you are in the presence of a person, please pay attention whenever that person is talking to you. Rather, if that person is speaking more than necessary to you or speaking less than necessary to you. It does not even make no difference. And the reason why I am telling you to pay close attention and to listen closely to what that person is telling you is simply because when you do that, you can sometimes catch right then and there what that person's true intention is, and that person will give it away. But in some cases, sometimes you have to put the dots together in order to find out what that person's intention is. But overall, when it's all said and done, when you do this and pay attention and listen to that person very closely, you can eventually find out that person's true intentions. I want to go on ahead and get into the second way of how to know someone's true intentions. Whenever that you are in the presence of a person, and this person is trying his or her best to conceal their intention the best way he or she knows how. And a lot of people do that. At the same time, you listen to what that person is telling you and pay close attention to what that person is telling you. Mind you, at the same time, after that person gets done saying either more than necessary, which is talking too much, or saying less than necessary, it does not even make no difference. What you have to do is ask that person some hard-hitting questions that are extremely uncomfortable. And what does this do, you're probably asking me? I tell you, when you ask hard-hitting questions, that person is going to either hesitate for a minute, or that person is going to get real mad and say, oh, why in the world are you asking that? or that particular person will get mad. Oh, really? You gonna sit here and ask that? When you find that person getting mad, getting real upset at you, or hesitating, then in other words, that's how you know their true intentions. The reason why I say that is simply because when that person gets mad, you already done caught them what their intentions were. And it'll pop up in your head. And it'll come to you and be as a revelation to you, is what I'm sitting here saying. So, alright. I want to go on ahead into the third way of how to know someone's true intention. And this is, people not only listen to that person, but to pay attention to their actions. Haven't you ever heard of the saying, their actions speak more louder than words? And let me just give you an example. Some people, or excuse me, let me rephrase this. A person who comes into your life saying one thing and they're saying that that's not their intention of doing this or doing that, but at the same time, you're sitting there watching their actions, and their actions is the direct opposite of what he or she is telling you. So, pay attention to a person's actions, and their actions will reveal their intentions in most situations whenever that you are in their presence. So, keep that in mind, folks, as well. And that's another thing that you have to watch whenever that you're in their presence. Alright. The next and the final thing of how to know someone's true intentions. I want you to listen to me very closely. Whenever that you are in the presence of a person, you have to sometimes listen. You have to sometimes ask questions. And sometimes that person will be real good at concealing his or her intention. And done answered your questions and everything. And then you're asking me, how can you know? Alright, how can you know someone's true intentions? Listen. Investigate behind their back. And I'm going to tell you, investigate real good. And what do I mean by this? In other words, connecting the dots together, whatever their intention is. Because when you do investigation behind someone to see what his or her intention is, it might take some time in most situations, but in some cases, you can put the dots together quickly whenever that you investigate. Because the reason why I'm telling a lot of you people to investigate behind most people is simply because some people will say it's not their intention, but truly, it really is, but they're lying about it. And they're good at lying about it. So that's why I say investigate. Because when you investigate, you can connect the dots together. And it might take some time too. In most situations. But I want to sit here and I just want to say this to all of you, and I'm going to close. Whenever that it comes to someone coming into your life, you have to pay attention to what their intention is. If it's a bad intention and you recognize it off the bat, or sometimes you have to investigate it and then it pops up in your head and you get a revelation of that bad intention, you have got to shut that person down. Rather, if that person is trying to take advantage of you, or that person is trying to use you as for a loophole, or trying to use you for their selfish gain, it doesn't even make no difference. But you have got to shut it down like a football team on a defense. You got to be the defense, while that person who is concealing their intention is playing offense against you. You got to recognize the tricks and the schemes of some people when it comes to that person bad intention. So, I've been talking too much. I'm going to go on ahead and cut this video short. And for all of those who do not know anything about my blog, you can click on the description link down below. And I just want to go on ahead and shut this video short. And for all of those who liked and watched this video, I give you the invitation to please subscribe to this channel, because you'll receive weekly content on a weekly basis. Thank you, and have a great and awesome day or evening, people.